Please stand for the presentation of colors by members of the Collegiate Academy Junior ROTC, Cassie Burtis, Olivia Prashaziuk, Riley Chadwell, and Jayajane Sledge. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance read by Senior Class President Jake Gerline and the National Anthem sung by Senior Victoria Karam.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets raved where the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome to the Northwest Pennsylvania Collegiate Academy's 20th commencement exercise. Today, it is our hope, regardless of circumstances, you join us to honor our graduates with this ceremony. Please sit back, enjoy, and celebrate the great accomplishments of the class of 2020. It is a pleasure to welcome several members of the Erie School Board with us today. Please stand as I acknowledge your name. Mr. John Harkins, President of the Erie School Board. Ms. Gwen Cooley, Director, Erie School Board. And Mr. Tomas Spagel, again, Director, Erie School Board. Also joining us on stage is Mr. Brian Polito, the Superintendent of Erie's Public Schools. As always, we sincerely thank the Central Administration as well as the support from the Erie School Board for Collegiate Academy.
Please join me in welcoming the Superintendent of Erie's Public Schools, Mr. Brian Polito.
Greetings, class of 2020. It's safe to say that your educational journey has not always been an easy one. You were just 10 or 11 years old when financial struggles forced our district to close several elementary schools. Years later, when you were high school sophomores, still trying to figure out your way, still trying to shape your dreams for the future ahead, you faced another challenge as we consolidated our high schools from 4 to 2, completely transforming the landscape of our district. Still, you persevered, doing exactly what you needed to do to get here today. And then everything changed yet again. Your vision for what this year would look like, what it would mean, how you and your families would mark this momentous milestone, changed. Your journey has been one marked by change. Your path more complicated than those of the students that came before you. And that, while unplanned, is a gift. Change is a powerful tool that brings with it the opportunity to grow. It teaches us resilience and flexibility. It teaches us how to adapt. At its most useful, change can force us to broaden our perspectives and examine our worldview. Change exposes us to things we have never seen, felt, or heard before. Learning to embrace it will be critical to your future successes in college, in the workplace, and as a citizen of the world. You're well on your way. The path ahead may look different for each of you, but my advice to all is the same. Use the adversity you've had to face thus far as the fuel you need to keep persevering. Remember how much you've overcome. Remember your many successes in the face of transformational change. How you continue to stand tall as the ground shifted under your feet. Remember that change is only the next new exciting possibility. On behalf of the school board, staff, and the entire Erie community, congratulations. We look forward to seeing what you do next.
Thank you, Mr. Polito. Mr. Vieira, if you could come up, we have our student speakers.
Our first speaker today is Mr. Kevin Zhu. Kevin is the son of Ben C. and Jessica Chow. He will attend Harvard University, study engineering. He is the president of Model United Nations, Future Business Leaders of America, the Math Club, PJAS. He's a 4-year member of Collegiate Academy's Wind Ensemble. He's a member of the Samsung Global Classroom Challenge. He was part of our Academic Sports League, as well as a national bronze medalist in the academic decathlon. He is a national merit finalist and received an honor award at the National Chemistry Olympiad. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Kevin C.
Congratulations, my fellow graduates. You've made it. This commencement represents the culmination of our 4 years in high school. It signifies that we've survived the countless tests, the constant anxiety, and the difficult classes, especially AP Chem, in spite of the recent global pandemic that has disrupted our daily lives. It signifies that we've upheld our school motto of pride, honor, and respect, and that we've committed ourselves to excellence. Most importantly, it signifies the end to our time as students within the walls that have sheltered us for 4 years, though some of you are probably breathing sighs of relief. As you move on to the next stage in your life, whether to college, the workforce, the military, or beyond, you remain very much part of the collegiate family. I hope that you'll all remember not only the memories that you've made here, beach walk, freshman fiesta, sophomore lockdown, the junior class trip, but also the values that Collegiate Academy exemplifies. Our school shines as a beacon of excellence. It is my sincerest hope that you continue to uphold that example as you strive to change the world. As Mr. Fleming would say, you have a voice, you have power. Throughout my 4 years here, I've seen countless examples of students turning their beliefs into actions and their opinions into examples. When club funds for PJAS dried up last year, I recall feeling proud of my fellow club members as they utilized their dedication to organize fundraisers, working tirelessly to turn a bleak situation into a successful state trip. With a future uncertain, their example has inspired me to act as well. And I've worked with my fellow admitted students at Harvard to address a letter to the president, asking for the freshman year to be postponed if campus cannot open in the fall. In the coming years, remember that you all have the ability to create change, regardless of what position you hold or how much power you possess. Especially in turbulent times like these, we need people who can leave behind a better world, people who can serve as models for posterity as they continue the advancement of human achievement. Nevertheless, I wish all of you great success in your future endeavors, whether near or far, big or small. I know that I'll miss my friends, my teachers, the family that welcomed me and helped me become the person I am today. I'll cherish the fond memories that we've made together, and I hope that we'll all meet again one day. However, I can't end without once again reiterating our school motto, so I'll leave with some parting thoughts. Remember to have pride in yourself, uphold honor, and treat others with respect, for it is your example, not your opinion, that will change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Our next speaker is Miss Alexa Pierce. Alexa is the daughter of Alexander and Paige Pierce. She will be attending the University of Pittsburgh to study psychology. Alexa is the co-producer of King TV, an editor and writer for The Pride, and a treasurer with the National Honor Society. She is co-director of the Women's History Month Assembly and co-director of the Black History Month Assembly. She is the president of Team Hope, an editor for the Writing Center, a home representative with Student Senate, and a member of Collegiate Academy's Green Team. Alexa received the Erie Kiwanis Student Recognition Award, the Rotary Club Erie Scholarship, and the Zonta Club's Amelia Earhart Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Alexa Pierce.
Future high school graduates in the crowd, I'd like you all to think back to the moment you received your Collegiate Academy acceptance letter in the mail. Were you scared and excited? If any of you are like me, you're a jumbled mix of both these feelings. When I entered my freshman year, I poured my time after school into joining clubs and other extracurricular activities meant to strengthen my resume for college applications while challenging my character. I saw how immersed a select group of upperclassmen were within the school and realized I wanted to be like them one day. I consciously noted what clubs they were involved with, who their friends were, and what colleges they were looking at. I was so caught up in attempting to imitate those I respected and befriended that I eventually realized I was becoming a copy of others instead of an original version of myself. Sophomore year followed this trend. During my junior year summer, I worked at a local law firm and found myself subjected to an entirely new environment. Between scanning documents, making copies, and exchanging light conversation with the receptionist, I was involved in conducting legal research alongside a shareholder, which in all honesty completely intimidated me. I wasn't used to not knowing all the answers. Often I felt stupid for not knowing certain things everyone around the office seemed to know, and at times discouraged and uncomfortable in my new environment. I had many questions and wondered if asking them would annoy my coworkers. As the weeks continued, I began to feel more and more at ease and less concerned with assimilating myself to those around me. During one of our final sessions, the shareholder I was working with told me one of his favorite quotes by Aristotle. "It is the mark of an educated mind to entertain a thought without accepting it." As I look back on my difficult times with finding a place for myself in Collegiate, and even with finding a place at my summer job, I think of this quote, which ties in with my message for all of you. Be motivated by what moves you, not others. Weighing too heavily on what others think of you and their opinions and expectations can be extremely detrimental to personal growth. I don't think many of us realize this until we are suddenly looking in the mirror and don't recognize the person looking back at us. For me, this meant I had to make choices I wanted to avoid, such as choosing a club over a sport, sometimes sleep over academics, and certain friends over others. I had to make the decision to put myself out there, follow up on that email, and ask for other work after finishing my tasks. I forced myself to get out of my comfort zone, try something new, and out of it came a stronger, wiser, and more unique me, although I still have my moments. Graduates, use your insight to put energy into something different, something challenging and meaningful to you as you enter your next chapter in life. Lead. Set examples in whatever path you choose. We learn from doing, not only listening. Because of this experience, I was able to put together a more realistic and personalized version of what my high school meant to me. It was no longer consumed by what I imagined my experience would be like, but rather special and thoughtful memories significant to me. Like the alumni who have left their example ingrained in Collegiate Academy's history and character, be sure to pass this torch of excellence on to the students in the grades below you. Show them our values through your actions. One day they will be in our place and hopefully be saying the same. While it is important to listen to the voices of those around you, be sure you are not forgetting about your own. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexa. Our next speaker is Miss Lacey Jo Hunter. Lacey Jo is the daughter of Tim and Gretchen Hunter. She will be attending Emory University to study business and Spanish. Lacey Jo is a 4-year vice president of the Student Senate. She is vice president of the Future Business Leaders of America Club, a 2-year member of the National Honor Society, a 3-year member of Collegiate Academy's crew team, and a 3-year member of our yearbook staff. She has received the Amelia Earhart Leadership Award from the Zonta Club and has served as a student representative for the Erie School Board. Lacey Jo won a regional Pennsylvania Department of Transportation Innovation Challenge for proposing an app that would help with litter on the road. She traveled to Harrisburg to speak to the Board of Education subcommittee regarding a community college for Erie County. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Miss Lacey Jo Hunter.
What truly makes us who we are? Maybe it's the sport you play, your political stance, or a place that makes you feel the most at home. These things influence you. They cause you to think of the world differently, and ultimately, they fuel your opinions about the environment around you. However, the most influential people are those who learn to identify the opinions they are most passionate about and translate them into meaningful action. That action might be a movement, a speech, or an act of kindness. Not actions for their own benefit, but actions to benefit the world around them. That is what we remember most about each other. As Paulo Coelho said, "The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion." Leading up to this year, I thought the goal was simply learning how to have an opinion. I worked to educate myself on political issues, history, the environment. I knew that later on I'd like to take part in activism, but I hadn't yet gained the confidence or the courage to take that step. This fall, my perspective shifted. We, as a class, embodied the idea of translating our opinions into meaningful action as we shared our perspective on the changes that were being made to our environment, our school, our family. I remember opening Instagram one afternoon, astounded by the number of people who didn't think twice about turning their opinion into positive action. We weren't told to do so for an assignment or for a club, or even promised that it would work out the way we hoped it would. We were doing it because we cared, because we were taught that having an opinion is fine, but doing something constructive with it is what gives it value. We have learned that exhibiting pride, honor, and respect will encourage people to listen to you, and that is the way that we should treat people. After those couple weeks, I witnessed an immediate change in myself and in all of you. We each became more courageous. I know that I've spoken in front of all of you a few times now, but to be honest, public speaking has always absolutely terrified me. But seeing so many of you fearlessly and respectfully voice your opinion without a second thought of the stress that may come with that genuinely inspired me, and it made me realize the positive impact that our actions can make. Since then, rather than just voicing my opinions, I've gained the courage to gather people together to show support for bringing a community college to Erie County, which is something I never would have pushed myself to do before this past fall. I found myself public speaking again, but this time in favor of spreading awareness for an opportunity that I believe would better our community. And most importantly, I've had the courage and the honor to speak in front of you one last time. I thank you for being so bold, enabling us to leave our impact on Collegiate Academy. Years from now, we may not be remembered for every little opinion that makes each of us unique, but our class will definitely be remembered for our unity, our strength, and our action. After witnessing what we are capable of, I cannot wait to see how much more we accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lacey Jo, and thank you to all of our student speakers for all your words of inspiration for all of us. So following tradition, our keynote address is given by a Collegiate Academy graduate who spoke at last year's commencement ceremony. This year, we're proud to welcome back Mr. Marcus Diniaco. Marcus is the son of Philip and Andrea Diniaco. He just completed his first year at Westminster College, where he is studying biochemistry. He is an Eagle Scout, a member of the Lambda Sigma Sophomore Honor Society, and an associate member of the Tri Beta Biological Honor Society. He plays drums in the Westminster College Jazz Ensemble and sings in the Four Statesmen, a barbershop quartet that he co-founded. While at Collegiate Academy, Marcus served as the co-producer of King TV and was the captain of the Science Olympiad team. He was a member of National Honor Society and the Tri-M Music Honor Society, for which he served as treasurer. He was a member of the jazz band and chamber singers, and he played on the golf team for 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marcus Diniaco.
The author Paulo Coelho once remarked, "The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion." To put this simply, talk is cheap. Things happen because people do, not merely because they say. No innovation, discovery, event, or work of art, literature, or music came into being without a person or a group taking action. Would George Washington be remembered as he is today if, instead of leading the Americans to victory against the British, he simply boasted of his military aptitude? Would Marie Curie have earned 2 Nobel Prizes if she had merely bragged of doing some lab work? Had Michael Jordan not displayed his skill on the court, would he be revered by many as the greatest basketball player in history? The class of 2020 has similarly demonstrated this power of doing. Think about the moments you had your accomplishments recognized, at an art show, at the Model UN conference, or at the Excellence ceremony. Then think about all the work that it took you to reach that moment. Think of the time, the practices, the writing, or the rehearsing, all the doing that went into your success. You will find that all the doing helped you to reach that endpoint, the moment of glory where the work finally paid off. This event is one of those moments. If you had merely talked for 4 years about how you were going to graduate, without actually doing your assignments, you would never have reached the finish line. It was through doing that you reached this milestone. The next stage of your lives will be quite different from high school. Whether your next step is college, trade school, the military, or the workforce, you will encounter a new crowd of friends, teachers, and instructors, along with a new world of opportunities. But just as in high school, your success at any activity will depend on what you do, not on what you say. Excellence exists in the future, available for all of you to take, but you must first take action to attain it. The act of doing has rewards even past excellence. And in your doing, whatever that may be, you show others that you are not just talk. You show them that instead of letting things happen, you make them happen, becoming an example for others to follow. And that comes through doing, not bluster. And all of this is not to say that you should not have an opinion. As Alexander Hamilton once said, "If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything." Having an opinion can direct you towards a noble cause. But if you want that opinion to make a difference, you have to act upon it. You cannot just talk about it. Congratulations, class of 2020. You've made it to the end of high school, but your lives are about to begin in earnest. Collegiate has prepared you all well for what lies ahead, but there is no reason to stop now. If you continue to reach higher and perform with all you have, in whatever you pursue, the world will be your oyster. Remember that no matter what you are doing, actions speak louder than words. I challenge you all now to do so loudly that the world's ears will ring. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. At this time, we're going to do the presentation of the class of 2020. And we, as mentioned earlier in the program, we have a number of school board directors with us today. First, we'd like to welcome School Board Director Ms. Gwendolyn Cooley. Ms. Cooley is a retired member of the Erie School District administrative staff. She is a proud graduate of Academy High School, and she is the mother of Anna Cooley, who is a member of the class of 2020. So please welcome Ms. Gwendolyn Cooley.
Thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I know this year was not what you expected for your senior year. No parties, prom, class trip, senior skip day, and all the usual activities and ceremonies that mark this momentous occasion. But know you are blessed. You are blessed beyond measure. Your prayers with faith, your dreams with hope, and all of your days with His love. As you leave the safety of these walls and your parents' homes, remember to surround yourself with positive people who will encourage you, motivate you, and lift you up. Be the change you wish to see in the world, be it in the workforce, higher education, the military, or the community. May you continue to rise and fly in spite of life's trials and tribulations. You do have a purpose in this life. Find it, succeed. May you realize there is a reason for everything. You can't see it right now, but there is. Go forth and shine, class of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Cooley. Next, we'd like to invite Mr. Tom Spagel up to the podium. He has a few words of inspiration also for our graduating class of 2020. Mr. Spagel.
Well, congratulations, Academy Class 2020. It's been a long, arduous road to get here, and I know it's a lot of work. My daughter graduated through here. I've had a lot of friends that have come through here and have gone to college and have done very well. They've gone into the military, have done very well. They've gone into the workforce, and they've all done very well. The teachers here, the staff here have really prepared you for the future. But more than anything else, your parents have prepared you for the future. They've brought you up in a way that you know how to make good decisions. So you owe all of your parents a great deal of thank yous for getting you to where you are now. And going forward, I encourage you to continue to make good decisions, so you will end up getting where you want to be. It's a function of whatever you would like to do. Take care. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Spagel. At this time, if you could join me in welcoming School Board President, Mr. John Harkins, who will now declare this class of 2020 officially graduated. Jake Gearline, the senior class president, will accept the diploma on behalf of the class of 2020. Mr. Harkins.
This proud school came into existence now a little more than a century ago, and right about in the middle of that, a little more than 50 years ago, I graduated from here. And it means a lot to me to be here because I was so shaped by my brief experience here that it caused me to spend a good chunk of these last half century involved in Erie's public schools, and it was profound. Point is, this school has endured multiple years of turmoil in the city, the country, and the world, and all these years later, it's still here. So today I'm here to read the magic words that make the graduation official, and I'm representing my peers, the entire Erie School Board, and I'll present the diploma to Jake Gearline, who's here representing all of his peers, the class of Academy 2020. I hope and wish that Jake and his classmates will go forth from here and take the best wishes of the entire school board and the community and build their own lives with health, happiness, and enjoyment. So by the power duly vested in me as president by the Board of School Directors of the City of Erie, and upon certification by the Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Brian Polito, and the Dean of Collegiate Academy, Mr. James Vieira, that the members of the senior class have satisfactorily completed the requirements for diploma as determined by the local Board of School Directors and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby declare the members of the class of 2020 of the Northwest Collegiate Academy officially graduated, and I'm honored to present this diploma to the president of the class, representing all members of the class, Jacob Gerlein. It is my pleasure to present you with this diploma, which certifies you have completed your high school training. Congratulations to you and to each of your fellow class members. Okay. I just want to say, I forgot to mention, I'm always looking for opportunities to hear that wonderful school song, and I thought to myself on the way over here, things being what they are, won't get to hear it, but I see it's listed on the program. I always thought, even before I attended here, that it was the coolest school song, high school song in existence anywhere. Most high schools, in fact, almost all across the country, adopt the theme or the melody of a university and put their own words to it. This unique school song, the alma mater, was written by John C. Deal, who wasn't a songwriter, but he created that beautiful melody and the stirring words that still motivate a lot of people, alumni. John C. Deal was, there's a building named after him, a principal. He was an elementary principal, and there's a building at Fairmount Parkway in McClellan that bears his name. So I'm just, among other things, I'm very moved and grateful to be able to hear, even if it just gets hummed here. I see it's on the program. Thank you very much.
Dima Hassan El-Zabi, Munajat Al-Dumani, Ahmed Kamayan Al-Uhabi, Aliana Al-Barkishi, Anid Aljik, Kyle Francis Alonge, Trinity Renee Anderson, Yonari Mahari Asgadam, Corinne Elizabeth Averill, Owen Joseph Babinsack, William David Beloga, Labrea Marie Benag, Evan Michael Barish, Zachary Scott Barr, Jesse Randall Bateman, Logan Charlotte Blount, Ezra Guy Borzon, Likith Prasad Reddy Borella, Catherine Abigail Bowers, Joshua Timothy Bowser, Kirsten Grace Branton, Christina Faith Brewer, Nairi Nasir Burrows, Linda Rose Buto, Rachel Lynn Kanata, Victoria Joy Karen, Jaslyn Nicole Marie Carr, Caleb Allen Carson, Jillian May Carter, Zachary Cartwright, Kane Francis Chaplin, Naya Marae Cheek, Tess Ashby Clement, Andrew Michael Collins, Anna Lachey Easterling Cooley, Tatiana Yamilet Cruz, Gia Han Phuc Dong, Reagan Lynn Diniaco, Juliana Araliz de Jesus, Angelina Therese Didion, Lauren Elizabeth Dietrich, Casey John Donnelly, Liam Patrick Doherty, Joshua Thomas Douglas, Cameron John Earl, Emma Kathleen Easley, Jaden Hassani Elam, Jack Tyler Yanko Elliott, Cassandra Marie Ellsworth, Aiden Edward Emmerling, John Paul Fatter Jr., Jackson Hunter Fyock, Gracelyn Heather Fitzsimmons, Rochelle Devon Elizabeth Flick, Lara Elizabeth Foyle, Morgan Nicole Fries, William Lucas Frost, Christian Isaac Furman, Tyler Phoenix Thomas Gala, Mariah Elizabeth Gammon, Jacob Leon Gerline, Alexis Ann Jett, Amsala Suresh Govindappa, Amaya Cheyenne Grady, Megan Louise Grantham, Angelina Patricia Graziano, Jacob Matthew Greenberg, Lucas James Griffith, Cassidy Lynn Guinan, Matthew Thomas Hardenberg, Keonce Alicia Letice Ramsey Harris, Kaylee Jewel Harrison, Owen Matthew Hartson, Janji Hassan, Jasmine Elizabeth Henry, Jasmine Victoria Henry, Christopher McAuliffe Hess, Emily Elizabeth Hogue, Samantha Ruth Holder, Chase Alexander Hughes Williams, Lacey Jo Dawn Hunter, Fidelia Julia Ada Ibemery, Megan Nicole Imler, Christopher Blaze Jackman, Lulu Jackson, Layla Janik, Lauren Isabel Jenkins, Rick Jang, Jessica Tia Johns, Caitlin Marlene Johnson, Alyssa Neary Jones, Madison Alexis Jukala, Meldon Kahrimonovich, Fatima Yahya Kareem, Stephen Sharif Karyakis, Rokaya Ahmed Kalaf, Christine Faith Kim, Shania Elise Knight, Jack Edward Kolchek, Adam James Court, Destiny Isabella Crome, Trevor Lee Kabea, Varshith Suresh Kumar, Caden Michael Kutz, Tatiana Marie Lamberty, Alexis Marie Lewis, Layla Cheyenne Simone Lilly, Bing Song Lin, Emily Marie Luback, Abigail Marie Lucas, Garrett Nathaniel McCumber, Ria Magar, Anthony Dominic Molino, Amani Jasmine Lily Manis, Ethan Carlisle Martin, Brian Curtis Marzalin, Alexis Lynn Marzullo, Sophia Aileen Mavica, Maxim Petrovich Meister, Meadow Dolores McCracken, Tiernan Michael McLaughlin, Brandy Elise Miller, Carrie Kathleen Mims, Noah Glenn Moraski, Laquan Nicole Moyer, Erin Elizabeth Murray, Jonathan Eric Nicholas, Kenneth Edward Nixon III, Vincent Alexander Nieves, Alexander Joseph Nola, Farizada Nuhanovic, Rachel Louise Palashewski, Farron Elise Parker, April Paw, Jonathan Michael Peace, Madison Lee Persio, Miranda Rose Peterson, Tony Quinn Pham, Brian Fan, Alexa Carrington Pierce, Liam James Pohl, Aliana Lashana Miranda Hope, Caleb Terrence Rainbow, Abigail Olivia Range, Cassandra Marie Reese, Natalie Rivera, Elena Alexandrovna Rogolchik, Gina Marie Rotunda, Elizabeth Helen Ribka, Will Timothy Sable, Hunter Richard Sage, Miranda Elizabeth Sargent, Amrita Sarkey, Dawson Reed Savelli, Ella Annika Schreiner, Matthew Clayton Schwartz, Jack David Scribner, Kieran Elizabeth Sears, Isabella Marie Seastone, Ra'a Moafak Sherbazay, Hidayah Moafak Sherbazay, Joseph Anthony Smith, Joseph Michael Smith, Jared Alden Sorsey, Michael Zachary Stout, Brianna Lee Stevenson, Caitlin Mackenzie Stewart, Dana Thomas Lee Stovall, Roman Joseph Straub, Timothy Joseph Stronghart, Abigail Elizabeth Stubenbort, Doshanshu Tamong, Kalina Francis Taraski, Laura Alexandra Shandy Taylor, Madeline Ann Toma, Abby Elizabeth Torres, Temple Tran, Andrew Christian Vaughn II, Anthony Vincent Villela, Carly Lynn Vona, Noah David Waldinger, Hannah Grace Warnscheis, Alexandra Lynn Wells, Dylan Hunter Oris Wentz, Lawrence Edward Wetzel III, Morgan Marie Williver, Amanda Elizabeth Wingenbach, Daniel Gallagher Wolford, Shane Christopher Work, Benjamin Logan Rosdick, Kevin Boyang Zhu, Sarah Mackenzie Young, Rachel Marie Zimmer.
Thank you, Mr. Bischoff. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join us in congratulating the class of 2020 from the comfort of your home. Seniors, you've been a huge part of our history here at Collegiate Academy. You will forever be alumni, as Mr. Harkins mentioned, even going back to his brief time between when he graduated now, he still has very fond memories of his time here. And it's important to, we talked about change and what has happened with your education, as Mr. Polito mentioned, and it's also important to note that the change we're going through now, and in all of those phases, it's been a positive thing. Changing from academy to a collegiate academy has been a positive thing. You have to look for the positive. And that is my message to you tonight. No matter what diversity comes your way, use that as a foundation to say, this is what I'm going to change, so that diversity doesn't come again. You're always learning, even if it is from the obstacles that people, places, or in this case, environment places in front of you. One thing I want to mention in regards to family, we've often referred to Collegiate Academy as a large family. And like most families, we celebrate, we disagree, we laugh, and we cry together. A lot of people look at graduation as the end. and it is not. It is your beginning. It is the end of the class of 2020, but is your beginning of your next phase in life. Take that challenge and learn from it, and you will be a better person, I promise. As usual, class of 2020, I will close with what one of our founding deans, Dr. Oliver, said, is that please come back and see us. Please know that your success is the yardstick which we measure our success. Thank you. On behalf of the administration, the faculty, staff of Collegiate Academy, congratulations, class of 2020. At this time, the school alma mater will be sung by Miss Lauren Jenkins.
High stands our alma mater, overlooking lake and town. High in our hearts we'll cherish her ideals and fair renown. Noble in her grace and beauty, in her service frank and free, training lives in truth and duty, honor, trust, and loyalty. We will work and fight for her honor, and we'll work and fight for her fame. We will serve her rights in the world's great fight. We will ever uphold her name, for her sturdy sons are so valiant, and her maidens so kind and true. Oh, we'll carry on till the stars are gone, for Academy, the gold and blue.